I had suffered from a lot of migraines. I had migraines, as far as I can remember. I remember first grade sitting in class just with a headache, and when you're a little kid like that, you don't know how to ask for help, but I just felt bad. But by the time I got to college, they were pretty bad, like probably 3-4 times a week where I'm just out, cold, vomiting, diarrhea, if you don't know what a migraine is, it's throbbing pain in your head, and they last for days, and they affect everything, your 5 senses, your touch. Something touches your body and you can feel it. Taste, nothing tastes good. Water does not taste good. It hurts to take the water. Hearing, the sounds are just, it's like all senses are just completely heightened. And these affect children. They affect mostly women, but also some men. Most people, when they're going to seek help, they'll start out by going to their regular doctor, and usually they'll send them over to a neurologist. And if you're smart, you'll move past that and look into chiropractic care or natural health, and then acupuncture as well. Those are all things that, this is kind of how I progressed through it. But after when I was at the neurologist, this is all the medication I was on. I was on anti-seizure medicine. I was 20 pounds lighter than I am now, because it basically makes you like, and I would cry at anything. I remember sitting at Carrabba's, and I was eating a salad, and my little sister, who was still in high school at the time, reached over and grabbed a bite of my salad, and I was like, why did you do that? And I started crying, and this medication, my mom was like, Amy, how much medication does the doctor have you on? At the time, Trey broke up with me. I was that bad. I totally got him back. Side note, I sat him down one day, I was like, listen, I noticed at Molly's Pub you've been flirting with me a lot. You need to stop, or we can look into seeing each other again. You make the choice.
That's not how it went down.
It is absolutely how it went down. They had me on blood pressure medicine. It was like you're walking through mud. Antidepressants, they had me on that for a short period, thankfully. My mom always drilled into my head, never take those. And then the migraine pills, which leave you lethargic. So this is like the cocktail that I was at. And if you skip a pill, you are worse than had you not had the pills before. Well, at the time I'm in college, I'm taking some poetry courses, and I come across Hippocrates, and he is considered the father of medicine. He said, let food be thy medicine, let medicine be thy food. And I just started thinking about it, and my mom had been in my ear saying, you should go see this doctor and look into more natural health. And I was at a body pump training, and all the other girls I was training with, they're in their mid-30s, and they've got their lives going. I'm 24 at the time. 23, 24 at the time, and I'm sitting there with a migraine, and they're just, they're learning their choreography, and they're doing this and doing that, and I'm just feeling broken, because I'm like, why another migraine again? And I finally said, okay, fine, I'll go. And so I went, and we had to really look at everything from a progressive approach. Baby steps, for sure. And when you're looking at your health and you're trying to push past the wellness line, you kind of have to look at everything like a piece of a puzzle. It's not one thing fixes all. So it's diet and exercise, detox, your sleep, your stress management, your hormones, hydration, all these little things, supplementation, all these things just play a piece of the puzzle. But today, we're going to talk more about your diet and detox. So what is the word diet? We've often heard the word diet be like, oh, I'm going on a diet. I'm starting my diet next week. This kind of suggests temporary weight loss or temporary food choices for weight loss. But we should look at the word diet as a way to describe the entire diet, the entire food choices that someone makes. Your diet should be nourishing, and it should be hydrating. It should be cleansing. I can't see the rest of my stuff. But it should be colorful, energizing. That's how your food should make you feel. You shouldn't feel like you should have to take a nap. It was time to change mine up, because that's exactly how I was feeling. Really, really bad. And then looking at the word detox and cleansing. A lot of people will go on a detox, or they will go start a juice cleanse, and they will say the letter A is in front of the word cleanse or detox. But what if we could kind of change that around and look at cleanse and detox as a way to describe the way that your diet is. So I wanted to change my diet and do a detox, yes, but I also wanted to change how my daily diet was. Okay, think about your body as a temple. It's like your house. Are you hoarding toxins inside your temple? This is someone's house. Look at this poor little girl just sitting there. She doesn't know any better. And some of us don't know any better. And I didn't. And this is how the inside of my body was, and it was screaming, clean me out. Now, like I said, you can do a diet that's every day, very cleansing, but sometimes you got to get out and overhaul this. And that's what I had to do. Everything had to go to a curb, and it was like crash course, get your body cleaned out. Then it leaves you with a fresh, clean start. And this is how I was. When I got the fresh, clean start, it's like every day of my life walking around with my brain pushing against my skull, or my eyes being fogged over and I couldn't see, I couldn't think, barely could wake up in the morning. And all of a sudden I could see, there wasn't this pressure in my brain. And this is how I was left. I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to get it all cluttery again. So that was in 2005 that I did that cleanse to really just get myself going. Fast forward, after that, my migraines practically diminished. I just described all this. So I was empowered with my own health at 24 years old. I don't know many people who have been able to do that, but for me, that made me change my course of action. And I said, I don't want to be a teacher anymore. I've got to teach this to other people. I was the only one in college, and they're like, what do you mean you're not eating wheat? They didn't understand it. Aren't you supposed to have whole wheat? So Sam Houston, they're like, aren't you supposed to have whole wheat? What's wrong with corn? What's wrong with corn chips? You want to go to Margaret's? I said, hey, try it. So fast forward, so that was 2005, right? I did a pretty good job. Through that time period, up until 2012, I had 2 babies, and I would do my cleanse diet a couple times a year. And I would maintain what I was supposed to be eating, but I would always veer off. We have different seasons, right? So 2012 comes around. I'm having some issues with my skin, and I'm like, how can I, instead of having to do this cleanse for 6 weeks, 3 times a year, 4 times a year, how can I just do something on a daily basis to keep myself cleansed? But I also want to do something that'll help my hair, skin, and my nails, because my hair is always so frizzy, and it would fall out too, and my nails would break, and I just wanted to be more natural. So I looked into how I can cleanse daily, and looked into some of the organs that are involved in cleansing. That's your skin, your liver, your intestines, your kidneys, and your lungs. All of these organs help cleanse out your body. And what's interesting is that they all kind of need the same thing. They all need really good plant foods. They need water. They need deep breathing, proper sleep, stress management, and they need exercise. But today we're talking more about plant foods. So how can we increase our plant intake? Well, for one, there's green smoothies, fresh juices, salads daily. You could ferment your own vegetables. And of course, there's supplementation. Nation Red and multigreens are excellent supplements. But those will work better when they have a fresh, clean start. So are you not sold yet? I love this kid. That's okay. I needed some extra motivation too. So here we go. This is where I was in 2012. I've never shown this picture to anybody. Just so you know, the iPhone kind of has a fisheye look, so it looks like my eyes are like, they're not really like that, okay? This is where I was in 2012. My face was dry, irritated, it was inflamed. I mean, it hurt, and I was trying all kinds of different stuff, and everything was just leaving it worse. And in 2012, this is actually after I started my green smoothies. So it was already there. It's just that once I started doing my green smoothies, it like kind of got worse for a little bit, kind of like how she was saying with the deodorant. Sometimes you detox a little. So my face was like this. Well, I just kept on. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep on. Well, this was literally 2 months later. My face cleared up. what I was doing was green smoothies, fermented foods. I quit buying Origins, supposed to be all natural. I quit buying Origins and tried to switch to the best foundation that I could find at the time. We didn't have Savvy Minerals then. But talking about green smoothies, so there's more. So this is something on my face that was right here. And I didn't notice it before, ever. But then one day, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, why is that red? It's really red. I don't ever remember this being here before. So I started to look back through some old pictures. Well, then I found this little picture of me and my little Bubby, who's 8 years old now. And I'm like, oh, there it is. Look, it was brown though. Why is it red just after starting these smoothies? And so this number 2 is zoomed in. Well, I was like, well, maybe it's doing something. I'll just keep an eye on it, make sure I stay out of the sun. This was progressed forward literally 4 months later, and it was gone. I don't know if it was a sunspot. I don't know if it was a liver spot. I have no idea. All I know was that it was gone, and I was happy with that. So that's good. So let's talk now. We sold a little bit more on Vitality Smoothies. Well, what are green drinks? Green drinks are basically minerals and enzymes. They are condensed, power-packed, whole food nutrition. When you blend, you are getting a pre-digested food, basically. They're strong in alkalinity. They promote strong, healthy, vibrant hair, skin, and nails. They are basically plants and pure sun energy that we need, plus the minerals. What are minerals? Well, minerals come from the soil mainly. Organic soil contains 87% more minerals than just regular crap soil. Green smoothies provide the most, green foods have the most minerals. Animal products are not a good source of minerals. The top minerals for beauty are silicone. Well, that's good for your hair, skin, nails, wrinkles, connective tissues, and bones. So when you think of silicone, you're not just thinking of like Pamela Anderson. It's also in the food, okay? All right, zinc. Well, zinc helps rebuild collagen. It is great for wrinkles, take some zinc, stretch marks, so radiation damage, and signs of aging. Iron oxygenates your blood. It helps energize your body. It supports your immune system, restful sleep. Magnesium keeps your bowels regular. Opens up 300 detoxification pathways in your body. It helps absorb calcium. It helps convert vitamin D to its active hormone form. We definitely need vitamin D. And if you go out there for 15 minutes and with your sunblock, our Young Living sunscreen actually is made to help you absorb vitamin D. I don't know of any other sunscreen that does that. Let me look at my end time. Okay, I'm doing good, sorry. If you're out there for 15 minutes, you'll make 20,000 IUs of vitamin D. Well, if you don't have the right minerals in your body, it's not going to convert to what it needs to. And then, of course, potassium is a balancing mineral and electrolyte. It helps your body keep proper fluid levels, and also cellular waste elimination. And of course, calcium, which is great for strong bones. So now let's talk about enzymes. Enzymes, by the way, we actually have a mineral supplement. Okay, so you can still supplement with your minerals, but it's still good to keep your clean slate, right? It's still good to not be hoarding toxins. Otherwise, you're basically like me about 3 years ago when I'd go to the garage sales every Saturday and bring another crap thing home. And then Trey would be like, what are you doing? And then we just load it in, and he'd be sneaking it out the back. That was good, but for a while there, we weren't sneaking it out the back. So I said, no, I'm going to paint that. I'm going to paint that. So what are enzymes? Enzymes are the catalyst of biochemical reactions in living beings, and they perform thousands of important life-supporting functions. We need enzymes. They help repair DNA, digest food. They help with nutrient assimilation. They help with wrinkle repair and your skin tone. Nearly every chemical in your chemical process in your body needs enzymes. They help speed weight loss and detoxification, and there's about 20,000 different enzymes found in human cells. When you think of enzymes, think of life. Enzymes are definitely the secret to beauty. And with Young Living really embracing the whole beauty industry, we have really embraced that, especially with adding on the Savvy Minerals. We now have we have our personal care, we have our natural skincare, and now we have our Savvy Minerals. So now we need to embrace what goes behind that as well. We have all these things for on top of us, now we gotta embrace what's going on the outside. I'm telling you, you will be unstoppable if you work on yourself. So some interesting facts about enzymes. We're actually born with a huge enzyme reserve, but this does decrease over time. This contributes to aging as well as a lowered metabolism. Studies show that adults that are ages 21 to 31 had actually 30 times more enzymes reserves than 69 to 100. So if you're still a boss, well, we must preserve our reserve. That means that you gotta preserve your own enzyme reserve. You have these enzymes that you don't want to waste away. When you eat food that is raw, it contains enzymes to help digest that particular food. So if I ate an apple, that apple has enzymes to help digest that apple. Well, now if I took that same apple and I cooked it into applesauce or whatever it is, now I just denatured the enzyme, and instead my body has to use my enzyme reserve in order to digest that apple. So we want to eat as many raw foods as possible. You'll obtain better nutrient absorption if you help preserve your enzyme reserve. You also will have healthier hair, skin, and nails, and you can avoid fermentation and putrefaction of your food, leaving you with lots of gas. I'm so glad I got that figured out. Trey, right? So here, let's look at how to preserve your reserve. Eat more raw foods, fruits and vegetables. Enzymes are heat sensitive after about 118 degrees. That's why a lot of raw foodist hippies will have a raw food dehydrator, and they won't set it higher than 118 degrees. But know which foods that you need to lightly steam, because some foods have enzyme inhibitors that it won't digest well unless you break down that enzyme inhibitor. It's like a guard at the gate. You got to kick that guard gate out, then you can get into the good stuff. So like broccoli is one of them. Just look those up later. Eat more fermented foods. We throw away tons of fruits and vegetables here in the U.S., right? In other countries, they ferment it. They save everything. And when you ferment fruits and vegetables, or when you ferment vegetables, you can then create these natural digestive enzymes that are actually in the product, in the food already, and healthy bacteria. So when you have healthy bacteria in your colon, it's actually going to produce enzymes as well. So now, think about it. If you got good bacteria, well, that's making enzymes. Then you eat some raw foods. Well, there's raw enzymes. There's enzymes in that as well. Then you eat fermented foods. There's more enzymes. And then, knock it down. If you start taking some supplements from Young Living, like Essential Zymes, we have 4 different kinds. You've got to look into which ones those are. We're not going to go into detail. Just know, hey, I need to look into Young Living enzymes, and then you can look those up later. We have a Life9 supplement as well that you can do for the bacteria. Now, are you ready for a Green Vitality smoothie? So when you think of your Green Vitality smoothie, think of minerals, enzymes, vitamins, and fiber. Here is a recipe, and this recipe will also be on the presentation that you'll be given later. And then here is a video. Lori, I'm a lot faster. It's 10 o'clock. Okay. So Green Vitality smoothie, let's go. Here we go. I didn't put a good bra on, I had to cover that up. Hi, it's Amy Castles from Essentially Powered. Thanks for joining me to learn how to make a Vitality Green smoothie. So what I have here is a couple of cups of my greens. I've got a few handfuls of my fresh romaine lettuce, and then I have a few handfuls of fresh chopped kale. Then over here I have a few stalks of celery that I cut, and you can see that I got leaves on here too. Those are good for you. I have about half a cup of frozen pineapple and a half a cup of frozen mixed berries. I also like my green smoothie a little creamy, so I put about half a banana, a medium-sized banana. In my blender, I already have my water, almost 2 cups of water in here, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my greens to my water here. So now I'm just going to blend it up. River's stuffing his face with blackberries. So now that my greens are blended, now I can add my fresh fruit and celery. This is also where I will add some of my lemon Vitality essential oil. I just put 2 drops, 1 to 2 drops is fine. So my smoothie is done and I'm ready to drink. Cheers! So I make, this recipe is about 3 servings. We're actually leaving town tonight, so I went into my refrigerator and made up, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 blenders full, and then I put them in mason jars, and you leave a little space at the top, about 1 inch or so, and then you can freeze in your mason jars. That way, and the night before, the night before I can just grab my smoothie and put it in the fridge, and it'll be nice and thawed out. I shake it up because it's blended, so it's gonna have all the fiber in there. I don't ever add melon to my smoothie because, and this is just my personal belief by what I've chosen to believe, but melons require their own environment to digest in, so I don't mix them. I'm big on food pairing. The other thing is I don't add protein, and I do that purposely, and that's because I want this to be like Drano. I don't want to mix a protein with the fruits, because I don't want those fruits fermenting in my stomach. I want this to literally like flow through me, and I drink this first thing in the morning. If for some reason I miss it, then maybe I'll drink it in the afternoon when I call it goldfish hour, you know, because us moms, like, we hit after nap, right, and we're like, and just, you know, stressed out and want to eat everything that the kids are eating. So this is a good time to have that. But I noticed that if I pre-make my smoothies and keep them in the freezer and I can just pull them out, and I have it ready the next morning, then I'm doing good. Because otherwise, if I wait until I get too hungry, it's really, really difficult, and I really want to have this on an empty stomach. That way it can very much flow through. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, ma'am, Angela.
Where could we find the White House acai puree?
I don't know if it's acai or acai. Okay, so she's asking where you can find the acai or acai. I always say acai, but some people say acai. Where you can get the acai puree. That's basically a berry, and it's really, really good for your skin. You can buy it for really expensive at Whole Foods, frozen, or you can buy it at H-E-B for kind of expensive, or you can buy it at Trader Joe's, and it's moderately expensive. So with a pack, it's basically just a puree, and I just break the pack, and I'll do, unless I'm doing like a 3 serving, then I'll just put the whole thing in there. If you add the herbs, then you're like the cilantro and the parsley, you're gonna get extra detoxification. Cilantro is a really great herb to help pull out heavy metals out of the body. Any other questions? Lori? Sorry.
How many cups are you making in the morning? 2 cups or 8 ounces?
You know what? You gotta start with what's good for you. I mean, if you drink 8 ounces and you're like, I want more, then have up to 24 ounces, I'd say. But normally I'm having probably about a big mason jar size. But I didn't start out that way. And if you're the type that like you cannot have anything else but Dr. Pepper, hey, that's okay. We all have to own where we're at, right? Then you know what? By all means, take out the water, lessen the vegetables, and make it with some unfiltered apple juice until you can back off. So wean yourself. You know, if you're used to Dr. Pepper, I'm not going to expect you to have something that's green. Just you got to be where you are, but continually work to get to where you want to be, and just start lessening the juice. Add more water.
Does it taste good?
It tastes awesome. But I'm also really weird, and I like weird stuff. But to me, it tastes awesome, and I can get the kids to drink it if I do unfiltered apple juice with it, and I will do just a little splash. So what I do for them is I'll make my blender, I'll pour mine, I'll leave a tiny bit at the bottom, and I'll do like a couple of splashes of apple juice. And then if they start freaking out because it's green, I'll either tell them it's Green Monster, but now my kids are old and they know I'm full of it. So then I'll just do something that makes it dark berries color. You know, I'll just add berries or something. Lori, what? Oh, right here. Yes.
Okay. Would you recommend doing this to mothers who are nursing? Like,
Heck yeah. Think about it. If you want to make milk like a cow, you got to eat like a cow. That was the best advice I ever got. That was the best advice I ever got. And I'm eating milk like a cow. That's why I didn't know what the best I had originally planned.
Amen.
Okay. Teresa, kids. Teresa. Well, I know that with any fruit and vegetable, if she wants, we got to repeat the question. She wants to know if you have to eat it sooner or drink it sooner rather than later, so that the enzyme activity doesn't decrease. It's best to always do everything and drink it as fresh as possible, but if best for you and what you'll be consistent at is to make it and then seal it tight in a mason jar and stick it in your fridge, you're still going to maintain a lot because you're not cooking it, you know. And then you'll help with it with the oxidation or with the aging, you know, by keeping it covered with the lid.
I've made it with coconut water for my kids. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, you can make it with coconut water. For coconut water, I like to look at the back and see if it's made from concentrate. It's just, you gotta think you're just adding more sugar.
Yeah.
But if that's the only thing that'll get them, you know, you got active kids, and normally they're grabbing a Gatorade, you gotta kind of be like, okay, what's better? So I try to, if I am gonna use coconut water, I like it to be not from a concentrate, because otherwise what they do is they'll literally just get the coconuts over in usually the Philippines, and then they'll get the water, dehydrate it down to a powder, ship it over here, and then mix the powder with the water, and then box it and sell it to you for $8. You know. Yes, sir.
I appreciate all of this, but I'm somewhat like your kids, and you lightly touched over it. But it seems like with all the technology, you would be able to add a couple of drops of orange in it to turn it orange instead of green. Unlike your kids, I don't want to drink it green.
Right.
How do you make it orange?
I don't think that by adding orange juice it'll make it orange. It would have to be like an artificial color. Orange would be really difficult. The only color I've been able to get it would be like red or a purple bluish color because of the berries.
Just close your eyes and drink it.
It tastes
Any color
good.
you want.
It tastes good.
Yes, ma'am.
Just about like twice a day.
Uh-huh.
Breakfast and lunch and the afternoon snack break. But I used to add almonds, and you said you go mix protein with your green smoothie. So that's still okay? Because I feel like it kind of does a little bit of protein in place.
Well, I guess you have to look at what the purpose is. My purpose is to get minerals, digestive enzymes, and vitamins, and the insoluble fiber into my body. That is my purpose. My purpose is not to get a complete protein of any kind. The greens that are in here have a ton of amino acids, And so your body is going to collect all those amino acids, and then it stores them, and you will then assimilate protein yourself. So we assimilate protein ourselves, and we do need amino acids outside of what our body makes, and you can find those in spinach, because spinach has a lot of amino acids that we can't get. But so that is my purpose. I don't want to slow down the digestion process by adding almonds. Like, I can make a protein with our Protein Complete, Young Living Protein Complete. I can make that smoothie in the afternoon. So I'll make my green smoothie in the morning, protein in the afternoon. Yes, ma'am.
You talked about the enzyme reserves being much higher in younger persons than older persons. Do you replenish that enzyme reserve in any way, or is it there and you just deplete it, or is doing this replenishing the enzyme reserve?
I'm not sure about that question. She wants to know if the enzyme reserve that we are born with, if it replenishes in the particular organ that those, in the organ, I don't know. I don't know, but what I do know is that we can help preserve what we do have by, it's kind of like having a savings account. We say you have a savings account that you cannot add to, but all you can do is take away. Well, you're going to try to earn extra money and do things outside of that. So that's with eating the fermented vegetables, eating raw foods as much as possible, and making sure you have healthy gut flora so that that gut flora can help make more enzymes. Yeah.
Do you use a regular blender, or do you have to have a special blender?
She wants to know if you can use a regular blender. You can. It might be a little thicker. So, hey, you know what? That's okay, because if you drink this smoothie, if you make a chewing motion with your mouth as you drink it, you'll help work up some digestive enzymes in your saliva as well. So, there's a benefit to having a crap blender. It's okay. It's all right. But you know what? You gotta go where you're at. Don't wait until it's perfect. No offense. Wait, start back here.
Protein, if you eat protein prior to the smoothie, you just eat your almonds separately. According to my naturopathic doctor, he told me eat a little bit of protein prior to having your shot. It brings up your enzymes and starts it more, and then when you have your greens, then it's in its cycle. Then the lady, elderly, I'm right there. I went in for testing for my enzymes, and I had to have a supplement when I started with juicing and smoothies. At one time, I didn't have to take, when I went back in for retesting 6 months later, I no longer have to take enzyme. So not whether it replaced it, but I no longer needed the extra. So. This point.
I don't know. I would say, just if you are working with a naturopath and you wanted to incorporate something, I would say ask them about it and then just do what they want you to do. Because I can't answer that question. All I can say is just what I have read and what does the best for me, in my opinion. I gotta go. I'll answer your question in a second. I can do it outside, but we're the next. Lori's. Well, let's see. Oh, I gotta introduce, right? Trey.
I found out about this Thursday, so bear with me. Okay, this next person that we're going to introduce is a friend of mine, and he has an amazing chiropractic facility called Finish First. It's Dr. Chase Banks, and he's board certified as a certified chiropractic sports physician. He started practicing in 2009 with a primary focus on athletic injuries and sports nutrition. Dr. Banks is certified and licensed through the National Board of Chiropractic Examiners and the Texas Board of Chiropractic Examiners Group Head. He is also the owner of Finish First in the Woodlands. And can't say enough about this guy. He's went to the University of Tennessee. He has a degree in biology. He has a minor in biochemistry. He worked at the Rice Athletic Department. He's got a full set of hair. He's got a awesome beard, great physique. I mean, what more is there to know about this guy?
Trey, do you have a man crush?
If you don't, there's a problem.
I gotta get going.
So let me introduce Dr. Chase Banks and welcome to the stage.